Samson here. Have you ever been caught between two worlds? Between the rich communal traditions you were raised in and a fast paced individualistic demands of the modern economy that you're living in at a global stage that is? Well, today's book review focuses around James Masela's What I Wish I Knew as an African Child. So, the central idea of the book, James, is bringing out a lot of culture, a lot of emotions, a lot of paradoxes which are in the book, but he emphasizes that we are not lost. Instead, we are translating. So, our cultures are a basic source of our strength, and it is a well intentioned script for us, which at times might become a trap. So, his writing style is basically remarked with a lot of clarity, a lot of humor. There is a lot of raw honesty in the book, and I found myself laughing in certain chapters when I was reading it. So it is a very good masterpiece. It is broken into like 10 different chapters, but I'll just point out the major lessons that I got from it. And diving right into it, firstly, he demystifies the respect paradox that is there. So most of the times we are caught in this trap where we feel like respect means silence and obedience. However, he shows that we can literally miss out on certain opportunities because of the notion that we have that when we are silent and obedient, then it is called respect. It stems from, I think, mostly our upbringing and domestication as Africans. The solution that Masela employs is basically looking and learning to advocate for ourselves without actually being disrespectful. Then there is the emotional lockdown that he brings out. Many of us have learned that crying is a crime. Mamuna Samalila, the Zambian way of telling us that we are not supposed to bring out emotions. And it is a touching story where he talks about when he was at his grandfather's funeral and he wasn't actually allowed maybe to express himself. He was told, no, you need to be strong because your sister is not crying and whatnot. However, he points out that he had an outburst simply because of a printer that was not working. And it literally links with a saying that expressed emotions never die, they simply come back in uglier ways. One way or another, he tells us and teaches that we need to be able to find a way of being able to express ourselves. Suffering Olympics, this chapter hits hard. It's the cultural belief that pain equals to glory, so that easy success is suspicious, which isn't supposed to be the case in the actual sense. What we need to glorify so much is effectiveness and efficiency, which he emphasizes on. A lot of Africans toil a lot. We get to work hard, we need to push hard, and because of doing a lot of these things, we simply believe that pain should be equivalent to the amount of glory that we get in the end. An allegory that he brings out where he says that we're like farmers who believe that a harvest is only blessed if the plow is put by our own bare hands, and then we get to criticize that the tractor is simply an act of laziness, which isn't supposed to be the case. And then a section on money where he's talking about calling money the silent ledger and a taboo spirit that we do not talk about, especially in an African setting. We do not most of the times talk about our salaries. We do not want to discuss how money is supposed to be done. And then the whole essence of Ubuntu, he urges us therefore to break the silence and to demystify the financial illiteracies that come with it, that we should be able to have an insight on how we're supposed to learn, understand, and be able to grow money. In Raw versus Reality, he explains why schools didn't teach us taxes. So we're able to memorize stuff and be able to ace our exams, memorize the things that we need. I think it is Einstein who says, if something is written down, then there is mostly no need to memorize it because you can easily go look it up. And this is the fix that we're in most of the times because we tend to memorize a lot of stuff and then we're not able to apply the necessary skills that we need to have in order to thrive in our lives. And then finally, breaking free, he answers the big question where he talks about how do you upgrade without breaking your roots and then not erasing your past, translating it. So what makes this book special for me is it's critical and cynical, very good write-up. So it rejects the idea that we must choose between culture and success, because we could like complement both ideas and be able to utilize them to reframe our upbringing instead, and use our bringing rather as a superpower. So he says our resilience is not symptom of a broken system. It's basically a highly refined skill set that we can use. And our Ubuntu is not just a sense of we, it's actually a rare form of intelligence that is very much needed, especially in the corporate space. Therefore, I would highly recommend that you buy the book and read it for more insights that actually are in there. It's humorous, so you'll be able to laugh along and maybe cry along as you read it. It's got everything that you need. And just to close it off, there is a quote that I found intriguing at the end. The future isn't coming, we're building it. One wobbly bridge, one budget spreadsheet, and one courageous question at a time is all we need in order to make it. So this is James Masela, is what I wish I knew as an African child. Till we meet in the next segment, I am checking out.